Hey, it's Joy. Today I am with my friend Lawrence, and I'm going to interview him because his September 2018 Tesla Model 3 performance version has a little under 155,000 miles on it. And I know a lot of people are curious about the longevity of EVs, especially Teslas, how the battery is holding out, what the maintenance is like. And Lawrence will be able to answer those questions for us. So this is Lawrence. If you are an early subscriber of my channel, you might remember him because he was one of the first to have received the Tesla Model 3 performance version back in 2018 when it first came out. And there was no white seat option other than the performance Model 3 at the time back in 2018. So I did a test ride with him. He launched the car, and I also checked out the white seats, which I love. They're really plush, and you can check out that fossil video somewhere up here. I'm going to link it. It's super fun. But Lawrence, so good to see you again, and thank you for letting me interview you about your 2018 Performance Model 3. So first of all, your odometer says just a little under 155,000 miles. The question I always get asked first when people are curious about the longevity of EVs, especially Tesla, is how is your battery holding up?
So the battery, as far as I can tell, I've been trying to measure it, but it's not an exact science. I've been trying to measure the degradation, and to me, it looks like it's lost between 8 and 10%. But I also have the Tezzy app on my phone, and it's saying it's lost 11%. So it's somewhere between 8 and 11%.
Okay, that is still pretty impressive considering how many miles you've put on this car. And I believe, if I remember from the Tesla warranty, I think they say that if you are down to like 70%, right, that's still within the spec.
Yeah,
yeah.
That would be pretty bad.
yeah. But 10%, do you feel it?
So I don't feel it really unless I am like counting it. Like I don't feel it on a day-to-day basis because I wouldn't use that full amount. Maybe I would use like 150 at the most. But I think something to note is that I was hoping the 2170 cells would be like lose less than the old Model S cells, and it seems to be about the same. So
okay, so maybe the technology is still similar.
Yeah.
And perhaps the newer version or the refreshed version of Model 3, I think 2020, right? That's when they did the refresh. And now the Model S and Y and X, they'll probably have much better battery chemistry, right? Okay, so I know that you live in an apartment, right? So do you mostly do supercharging? What's your charging habit like?
Since I don't have a level 2 charger available. So when I got the car, I knew I was going to have to supercharge it all the time. So basically that's how I do it. I've met the supercharger every day or 2 days or something like that, which sounds terrible to a lot of people, but I actually like it. I like the opportunity to go and sit and relax for a little bit. And it only takes 10 minutes really to get up to 55, 60%. So it's really not a big deal at all. So that's how I've been doing it.
So you're primarily supercharging and the battery only degraded about 10%.
Yeah, so I was very curious to see, like, it feels like people have said supercharging is bad or you should slow charge it as much as possible. There's all this conflicting data, and I wanted to test it out to see, does supercharging really hurt it? And from the data that I've seen compared to other people who have done slow charging, it doesn't appear to be a huge difference. Maybe it's a 1-2%, but negligible.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
I think that says a lot about Tesla BMS, the battery management software, how it's regulating, the charge, the heat, and everything. So that is really impressive.
It's kind of strange though, because I don't really understand at all how it works, because it shouldn't be that way.
But it is. Till this day, I still get people coming at me saying, Joy, you supercharge all the time. It's bad for the battery. And you're here as a living example that it is not that bad, really, with Tesla. Great. So do you have any maintenance done? Has the battery failed? That's another big question that I get asked, and people out there would like to know. After 155,000 miles, how's the main battery holding up?
So I haven't had any issues with the main battery. It's still the original main battery. I had no maintenance at all until about 145,000 miles. So that was I didn't even do the standard service. I just really wanted to see how far the car would go before something broke.
Okay.
And around 145, the supercharging contactors, they malfunctioned and needed to be replaced. So that was about $600. Okay. And a few months after that, the upper control arm, which is a known issue for 2018 Model 3s, that started to squeak. And then so they replaced that. That was a few $100s. So the total cost of repairs so far has been around $1,000
for 155,000 miles.
Right, and then the tires is the other cost.
What about the 12-volt battery?
Oh, that's right.
Okay.
So what was that? I think it was $100 or something.
Yeah. Did you have Tesla do
service.
it? Okay, that's 125 or something.
125.
Did you change it once?
Once.
That's it.
Yeah.
Wow, because I just changed my 12-volt last year. That was 4 years in. So it's amazing that and my car is 49,000 miles right now, and I already had it changed once. But 155,000 miles, you only change a 12-volt once. That's again just amazing. Now, speaking of maintenance, you mentioned we just talked about the 12-volt. You changed once, and then the upper arm control that was $300, and then the charger connector $600. Air filters.
Yeah,
you do it yourself.
I did it myself, so I think they cost $15 or $20 from Amazon or something.
Yeah. And then, of course, the windshield wiper fluid.
I actually haven't changed that. I've left the fluid out of it on purpose because I don't want autopilot to wipe my windshield.
Oh my goodness, you're funny. You're really funny. You're so funny. Okay, and then brakes.
Nope, of course.
Still on the original brake pads.
Of course. So the most embarrassing thing about this car is that since I never use the brakes, and I suddenly use the brakes in a parking lot, then it squeaks really loud, it's a really sad broken
rusty.
car. Yeah, and so it makes a terrible sound. But
I think I read somewhere before that it's actually recommended on Tesla to do hard brakes once in a while.
I try to do that, but still.
But still original brake pads.
Yeah.
Wow, that is amazing. And so now let's talk about tires, because 155,000 miles. What about tires?
So the original OEM tires were the Michelin 4S, which are over $400 a tire. They're great, obviously, but I didn't feel like it was necessary unless you're on the track or whatever. So I was looking for the cheapest option to see how they would compare to the premium option. And so I've used other brands I think it's Lexani, and my current tires are Triangle, which I think is a Chinese company. Obviously not great tires, but for everyday usage, I feel great about them. They were $75 versus $400. So
Wow.
that's the difference there. And then I kept on like having flat tires from nails in the tire. So if I had these $400 tires and nails would go into them, that's no fun.
So you don't feel it's necessary to shell out
Yeah,
$400 per tire?
I mean, I'm not going to recommend to other people because I can't be responsible for your safety, but I feel like these other tires, they're good enough for me. And Southern California, we don't have terrible weather, so that's part of it.
Right.
So yeah.
Wow. That is really amazing.
Yeah.
I'm just really blown away. And how does a car drive?
So yeah, it's incredible because I still love this car. The same as I still remember the day I drove it off the Tesla lot and the feeling of the pedals and everything. And I feel it's 100%, maybe 99%, something like that. Very similar. Like I don't feel any problem. Like whenever I tell people that it's 150,000 miles, they don't believe it. So
Yeah. And do you still do launches?
oh yeah, like I don't baby this car at all. Like this car, like almost every day I would do at least a hard acceleration. So
Wow. And what about the wear and tear of the car?
I mean, I think you would probably, because I see it every day. It looks okay to me.
It looks like brand new. I mean, you still have the old school, the piano black center console, which I wrapped myself the day I picked up my car. I wrapped it because of, fingerprints and scratches and whatnot. I'm looking at it right now and it looks amazing. It's shiny. It's like brand new. And, I haven't sat in your car, I think since
2021,
was it?
maybe.
Or 2018 when I did that video,
okay,
because maybe. 2021 you and I did the video FSD beta Q&A
in your car,
in my car. So I haven't been in your car. I mean, I saw you driving in, but I did not sit in here for all these years. And today when I sat in here, I'm like, this still looks brand new. I mean, you got the white, upholstery and still looks great. What about how are the white seats holding up?
So I've noticed on my seat, which I sit in a lot,
Yeah.
it's not a color stain, but it's more like sort of like a drying or cracking on the bolsters a little bit. And so you'll see some markings there. So that's not perfect, but it's very easy to clean if any dirt gets on them. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then I just realized, so this screen has been lasting all these miles and all the time too. Because I figured this screen is taking a lot of beating from the sun and
Right.
whatever.
Right.
I'm curious how long that screen's going to last.
Yeah, and you literally just finished downloading the latest FSD beta. What's that? 2023.7.10, which I am not getting, and my car is actually parked over there. We're connected on the same Wi-Fi, and he just got his new FSD beta version 11.4, whatever this is, and I'm still on the sucky 11.3.6. So I know it's not fair. Life is not fair. But any other things that you would like to mention with your ownership and usage of this car?
It just feels so different than all the gas cars I had before, because you really could feel them age. And this one, it is very strange. Like it doesn't age.
Yeah, because this car's coming up 5 years in September.
Yep, that's right.
Right, 2018. Yeah. And I'm looking at your trip card. You still have your lifetime miles and the efficiency. And your lifetime efficiency is 240 watt hour per mile.
Right.
That is absolutely amazing. I mean, you do launches and you like to drive fast.
Yep. I don't baby it, but for some reason it's able to achieve that.
And this is a performance too.
Yeah.
So wow. This car is just amazing. And our car, the 2018 model, the first, production, it's considered a dinosaur now in the Tesla, lineup. Yet it still performs just as the day you picked it up. So
Yeah.
that says a lot about the technology and the design and the manufacturing process into it.
And I'm eager to see the car continue, and how far will it go, and what will be the next thing that breaks.
Yeah, great. And so just to recap, I want to just hone in on this. Your total cost of ownership, maintenance wise,
Okay.
is about what,
So
$1,000?
1,000, and then the tires.
Right.
So tires. I mean, it's not even 1,000 for the tires. So we'll say 1,800 total, something like that.
Yeah. And that's outside of, supercharging costs. But, hey, if you're charging at home, you do pay for electricity anyway. But just the car itself to maintain after 155,000 miles is less than, let's just round it up to $2,000, which is just mind blowing. So, wow. That's all I can say. Just wow. Well, thank you so much, Lawrence, for chatting with me and sharing your experience of your Model 3 Performance, 2018 Model 3 Performance ownership. And I can't wait to see how this car performs at 200,000 miles. And do you plan on driving it for a while? Do you want to upgrade to like another Tesla?
I have no desire to change the car. I love this car. It's I tell people that if somebody wanted to trade their Ferrari for it, I would probably not do it, because the Ferrari can't drive itself in LA traffic. So
Right. Oh yeah, and you do have FSD beta as well.
right.
Yeah. So amazing. And so this answers the questions for a lot of you out there who may be skeptical about how robust a EV is, especially a Tesla car, and how long it will last, and the battery issue. Here it is, 155,000 miles.
And I'm sure whatever new version that they're making is even better quality than this one. So
That's right. And then also with the new batteries coming out, that technology, the 4680 in the future, and who knows what else, what other technology they're going to be innovating and developing on. So fantastic. Thank you again. So good to see you again.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one, and God bless.